I would say triple whale is just going to cause you headaches, in my opinion. What I would ask you to do is look at your whatever attribution model that you have, look at the total amount that was tracked inside of triple whale, and then check the actual total amount. If I'm going to be using first click CAPI imports rather than using triple whale, because triple whale can't communicate with Google or can't communicate with Meta. It can't say, hey, you're getting too much existing customers, you're getting too many warm traffic. You can't communicate to it. It's like, hey, you're messing up, and Google's like, no, I'm not. Look at my conversion. It's going up. I've found that by just importing first click data, you can then train it a specific way, or at least stop it from going after where it shouldn't go after. And then you can get a lot of scalable, fast new customers that way, because it is going to repeat the action it was responsible for.
All right, let's get to questions here before we give our financial analysis on the stock market. Andres has a question. Hi, John. Using triple whale, not best I know. Google showing a 40-50 USD NCAC. Using first click or last click, but total impact goes to 150 USD. For all non-brand, should I use first click and forget the rest?
Yeah, so I would say triple whale is just going to cause you headaches, in my opinion. What I would ask you to do is look at your whatever attribution model that you have. Look at the total amount that was tracked inside of triple whale, and then check the actual total amount. I couldn't get it within $200,000 of the actual total amount, and we only had like 600 to 700 grand. So it was like 30% off. So it's like, I don't even know what to do with this attribution. It's not even totaling up to the total. Attribution should be able to change, but the sum total should not, because it's attribution. So it doesn't grow users. So that's where I just didn't know where triple whale was going in. So what I figured is that if I'm going to be using first click CAPI imports rather than using triple whale, because triple whale can't communicate with Google or can't communicate with Meta. It can't say, hey, you're getting too much existing customers, you're getting too many warm traffic. You can't communicate to it. It's like, hey, you're messing up, and Google's like, no, I'm not. Look at my conversion. It's going up. So I would say that if you're using triple whale to influence, Google or Meta, it won't. I've found that by just importing first click data, you can then train it a specific way, or at least stop it from going after where it shouldn't go after. And then you can get a lot of scalable, fast new customers that way, because it is going to repeat the action it was responsible for. It's not taking half Google traffic and then spending your money and then counting it as itself. That means that ad spend didn't need to be spent. So I would change it over to first click and basically pause triple whale, put that into ad spend and whatever you're paying triple whale, and it'll do a lot better. But measure total top line.
Yeah, I put a link in the show notes on a show that we did just a month or so ago, and why triple whale is killing your business with crappy data. So I would definitely recommend watching that one. Get into more detail about triple whale. It's the reason why we call it beached whale. But anyway, all right. Lolo Julia has a question. Feeder strategy Meta. I assume all products campaigns share audiences with product specific campaigns. As you mentioned, product campaign users end up buying in the all products campaign. He's got a follow-up on that. Is that enough for you to go on, or you want me to read the rest?
I didn't know what a product user was. It said, as you mentioned, product campaign users end up buying in the all products campaign. I'm not.
Yeah, I think he's saying like once they're all buying one specific product in the all product campaign.
Well, the campaign wouldn't tell you that. That's why I'm wondering. It's like, I can see an ad has a lot of ad spend, but I wonder what it's selling. So that's why let's keep going. Or maybe it's DPA. It might be a DPA ad.
Okay. Maybe that is it. If the user journey starts with the product campaign and then converts to the all products, shouldn't the conversion be attributed to the product campaign as the first click?
Maybe. Okay. No, I can see what you're saying. No, it is just like feeder campaigns or the main campaign. No, actually, due to the fact that the main campaign typically has higher ad spend, thus being the other ones are feeders. The feeders will feed the new users, but the main campaign will actually be the one that looks better and better and better. We actually saw this with FabTab. January 2nd was the date that we actually launched all of our creative for our other campaigns and left our feeder. And our feeder, our main campaign, like your other campaign, this campaign actually is the one that's designed to get the conversion. You'll see it has 0.21 in spend difference, but got 16% less CPA and 20% more purchases. And then that will just keep going on in perpetuity. 56% more purchases, 34% less CPA, still spending 2% difference. Why? Because all these campaigns here. So, whoops, I'm messing up and pressing buttons. So this campaign here is going to earn all of the spend. Why? Because Meta, remember, is last click or last view attributed. It shouldn't be. We can upload a first click. It's going to convert it to last click because Meta displays in last click. So if they started here and then they clicked here and then they clicked here and then they clicked here and then they saw an ad here, this gets 100%. The 100% of the credit goes here, even though it started up there, which is why we manage things by spend, not by CPA.
Always remember that. And that's the reason why we say
doesn't make sense. That's because it's always wrong.
Right. it's never always right. How about that?
There you go. My CPA doesn't look good. Yeah, it's okay. Wait till tomorrow. It'll dartboard something else.
Well, yeah, we'll just like figure it out. Whatever. Last click and last view gets the credit in Meta. Let's never forget that here. All right, Ender Deep. Hi, John. I have realized. Why does this say Ralph? I have realized that my last 2 clients who had wrong conversion tracking optimizing for page views. Then I fixed it. Form submissions. Overtime CPCs went up on search. Why?
Because they're selling you higher quality conversions rather than junky traffic.
Yes,
most of the time, that's what that is. Or it's starting to get close to your bidding strategy of when you're setting your target and it's backing into it.
You get what you ask for, really, unfortunately, in a lot of cases. We just actually did a case study on a company that's in the concert space, and they do all add to cart optimization, and they're doing well, but they're not doing purchases like the 2 or 3 days before the actual event. It's interesting. You can mess around with this stuff a bit, but you get what you ask for when it comes to any of these platforms. Interdeep, actually, as a follow-up on this, we want to start low-ticket services like blood tests on search. It is hard to make it profitable because the high CPCs, and I do others buying it. Any comments on the business model?
Yeah, so my first question is if you want to start a service, you're picking search as where you want to start, but it's hard because of the high CPCs. I would agree. If you're like, hey, it's like, hey, we have a very low profitability product here. Let's choose the most expensive channel one at a time. I wouldn't start on search, is my opinion. Like my first question would be like, why not Meta first? You can
2 years ago, you would have said you would have said
100%,
a couple of years ago, but not now.
But Google does 80% warm traffic at $20 cost per click, so it's like, what's the point? And so I would say, I would start on Meta. Search made the most amount of sense if search was still search, but search is now just selling you conversions at the highest price when Meta cultivates the user from another company 2 months ago. Like it's basically now just the auction that utilizes everyone's ad spend to generate their product, and then they sell that to the highest bidder. So the audience basically buys the product first, and then the auction house sells it back to the audience. It's the biggest scam in the world. But we can fix that by essentially only bidding for what we want and what we need, but generating our own demand, not having to pay Google to generate my demand to buy it back from them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a big scam.
Ponzi scheme.
Yes, we were late, but we were catching up. We hadn't talked to each other in a couple of weeks. I know we've got very little time here. I know for what we get paid to do this. Yeah,
but I'll give you a refund.
Yeah. Start giving out Bitcoin. How much time do you have for questions here? Are you okay to go over or
man, no? I gotta hop actually.
I know we got.
I'm a minute late for my call already. I know, but it was good. We have a lot. Let's do this. I know we have a massive
apologies to Jump Smarty and to Valerie Torre Velasquez.
Here, let's just do it like a 2-minute quick. Let's go as fast as we can.
Okay,
all right,
let's do it.
Do a speed round.
There we go. How about this?
All right. What's the budget dynamic with this new feeder strategy? Meta, is it normal to constantly change the budget of campaigns? No. You're talking about quarter and monthly at max. If you're looking at starting a new campaign, it means that you're starting a new audience, a new user, a new product, a new service, something brand new that you have never done before inside of Meta. If you're starting a new campaign, you're going to take a couple weeks and months in order to get that thing kind of like built into it. So the budget dynamic is, if you're going to launch a feeder with like, I'm going to do this for 6 months regardless of performance. It's kind of like when you started your company. I have to make this work regardless if it doesn't look good in the beginning. You're doing it all over again. Think about it like that.
Yeah, I can think of a couple of companies that have started that way, and then it takes like 2-3 months, and then all of a sudden we're making money. So at JTG Fashions,
I built one bridge. The second bridge should be twice as easy. No, why?
I know how to do it now.
Right. Yeah. Then why'd you stop halfway through?
Can we ask JTG Fashions? Get them.
Yeah. Should we start with Google Demand Gen or Meta Ads for leads? Never do Demand Gen unless you're running high Meta. But know that Demand Gen is going to be 70% Meta. So I would say Meta.
Okay. Jump Smartly has a bunch of questions, but maybe you can follow up next week.
Do this here. Okay. I'm gonna see, because I think they're all really short, and then we got like they'll be the last thing. All right. My cost per million is going up day by day. It's catalog ads. We spend $700K in lifetime. Ad account is catalog heavy. Can we use catalog only to scale? 53% goes to new, 47. Just know that metric is not real. That's what they can kind of see, but it's based on IP address. So it says 53% of the IP addresses they've never seen before, but they couldn't tell you if it was this people from yesterday. So just note that's how that works. Great info. Any update on feeder strategy? No. Can we increase budget more than? Oh yeah, absolutely. I have double campaign budgets all the time. I just shut off one campaign and then brought a brand new campaign up to 10 G's in day on day one, and you saw that it doesn't matter. But yeah, it depends on what you're doing with that campaign. But I'd have to ask you, is it a similar audience, similar message, similar users for the similar use case in a similar time? Then yes. If you're like, no, I'm going to stop selling Ferraris and I'm going to sell puppies, maybe give that a second thought. Yeah.
So trained on Ferraris. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So CPM, typically there's a few things there. Either people are getting less engaged and are being penalized for it, or you have a higher competition, or the traffic's getting warmer. Those are three good reasons why CPM would increase, but they are also all due to the same reason. That could be that you're using catalog ads. Catalog ads are made for remarketing. They're not made to grow new companies. If you can't say like, hey, I'm Bob, this is a new product I just made, and I want to show it to you for the first time and tell you about it with the shopping ads. So Meta reserves those for more remarketing. Okay, now I got to go. Sorry.
John Moran, brilliant as always. Thank you so much for joining us in the Ad Lab. Join us next week. I know we took a couple of weeks off. I was in New Zealand, by the way. We never even talked about that.
We got to talk about that. Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah, that was cool. Really fun. Every Friday, 2:30 Eastern here on YouTube. Until next week.
See you next time.
See ya.